Overnight and early morning bombing runs continue to strike Iran, including a fuel depot in the capital.
And Noëlle, Lilley's been joining us live here in studio all morning long with the latest developments both in the Middle East and around our area. Noëlle.
And this is changing minute by minute. Tragically, the war has killed more than 1,200 people in Iran, more than 300 in Lebanon, and a dozen in Israel, according to officials in those countries. Iran's president has threatened more attacks on U.S. military bases across the Middle East. Meanwhile, the U.S. and Israel show no sign of slowing down either. The capital city of Iran was rocked in the last few days as the U.S. and Israel continue to send bombs and missiles into Tehran. And Iran is hitting back. Qatar, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates have all reported attacks from Iran on Saturday evening. And these attacks came after Iranian leaders apologized to neighboring countries. Both Iran and the U.S. have been accused of damaging facilities in Iran and Bahrain that are used to remove salt water and produce fresh drinking water. This could affect drinking water supplies across the entire Middle East. As for the United States, President Trump has vowed to press forward, though some question the U.S.'s motives, as the Trump administration has given various, sometimes conflicting reasons for attacking Iran and killing the country's leader. On board Air Force One on Saturday evening, the president did not rule out sending troops on the ground into the region.
Could there be? Possibly, for very good reason. Have to be very good reason. And I would say if we ever did that, they would be so decimated that they wouldn't be able to fight at the ground level.
Earlier that same day, the president and vice president attended the dignified transfer of 6 U.S. service members who were killed in an Iranian drone strike in Kuwait. Human Rights Watch is calling for a war crime investigation into the bombing of an Iranian girls' school on the first night of the attacks, which killed over 100 children. Sources tell CBS News the U.S. is investigating the incident, and there is a chance the U.S. is responsible. However, President Trump blamed Iran, saying the U.S. was not active in the area at the time of that tragedy. Now, reaction and concern continues across the world as well as here at home. We expect to see more demonstrations today in New York. People will be attending a March for Freedom in Manhattan in solidarity with the Iranian people. That'll start at noon at the Flatiron Building and end in Madison Square Park. Aziza, Doug.
Thank you, Noëlle. And the fighting in the Middle East is disrupting one of the world's most important shipping routes, causing oil prices to surge.
And as our Elijah Westbrook reports, economists warn this could mean higher prices not just at the pump and for gas, but also for food and shipping.
Tonight, the impact of a war thousands of miles away is showing up here in our area. Since about 20% of the world's oil and gas moves through the Strait of Hormuz, analysts predict that if fighting continues, crude oil could top $100 a barrel in coming weeks, which could push the national average to $3.50 a gallon.
I'm pretty concerned about that. I mean, I have my car here, but I'd probably be driving it a lot less, especially since we live in New York and it's easy to get around everywhere.
I'm going to try probably to ride a motorcycle, try to save some money in gas, and see what happens in the next couple months after this war in Iran.
But the long-term effects could take more time and hit far more than just the pump. Analysts say diesel prices used by trucks, farm equipment, and delivery vehicles could spike, and that can drive up shipping costs for everything from packages to groceries.
Unfortunately, the rise in energy also means that we could see a rise in food prices, not just because it takes a lot to get food to the stores, but a lot of fertilizer moves through the Gulf. It comes from the Middle East, and so that could put a lot of pressure on food prices at a time when Americans are saying, hey, we are still struggling.
For now, people we talked to here in Jackson Heights, Queens, say they're watching the signs and bracing for what comes next.
I mean, if this is the price that we get for just ingredients, I'm imagining for produce, like just milk or like peppers or anything. So I feel like if this is how much we're getting charged for just like simple things, I feel like it'll be a lot more expensive just to eat.
For drivers and for consumers, this is a global conflict that could soon show up in everyday prices. I'm Elijah Westbrook, CBS News, New York.
Elijah, thank you. And do stay with CBS News New York for the latest developments on the war in Iran and the responses here at home. To see all of our coverage, head to our website, cbsnewyork.com, or you can download the free CBS News app.